Hello again, this is your teacher Sandra, and today we are going to study Technology Part 2. I'm going to review the contents about Unit 11, Technology. In this part, we are going to study and review the most important contents or functions about this unit. You ready? In the grammar section, the last class we studied present perfect. Today we are going to study real conditionals plus when, giving opinions. In the vocabulary section, we will study communication, feelings, and internet terms. In the reading part, we will read about an article about social media and read about wasting time. In the listening comprehension, we will listen to people talking about how do they keep in touch, listen to discussion about the internet, and watch an extract from a documentary about giving up television. In the speaking part, we will talk about things you've done or would you like to do, talk about future consequences, give your opinion, and talk about technology you couldn't live without. In the writing part, you will improve our use of pronouns and write a web comment. So, in the next part, we are going to read. Read. Look at the picture. And do you think that people waste a lot of time on the internet when they should be working? Read the test and find out. This reading I picked it to make the photo number 5. So, stop wasting time. Many of us find it difficult to concentrate on a Friday, so it is not a surprise that nearly half of us waste our time at work on a Friday afternoon by looking up funny news articles on the internet, watching silly cats videos, or planning out our next holiday. But unfortunately, the problem isn't just a Friday problem. People are wasting more and more time being distracted by the internet and social media when they should be working or studying. A report has shown how computer users waste up to 8 days a month on the internet. Most of the people who were questions say they were distracted all of most the time when they work or study online. The studies show that the internet can be bad for relationships too, as people argue with their partners who spend too much time in front of the computer or mobile device. Luckily, there is a simple answer to the problem. Get off the internet and get on with life. So, you are going to answer this question. What is the problem with Friday afternoons? What kind of distraction does the article talk about? How much time do people waste not working? And why is the internet bad for relationships? Very good. Now, in the next part, we are going to work and discuss do you use social media and which are more popular in your country? Do you use them? Why or why not? In this case, we have different strips and some aptitudes that describe your opinion. For example, I tend to use social media sites when I am bored and there's nothing better to do. In this case, I put the aptitude board. Social media makes me feel nervous and uncomfortable sharing information with people I don't know. So, which are the aptitudes involved? Nervous and uncomfortable. Always amazed by how much useful information you can find on social media. For me, it is like a learning tool. What is the adjective here? Amazed. Next, I'm confused as to why social media is so popular. I'm worried that it actually makes people feel lonely. Instead of having a few really good friends who they can talk to, young people now have hundreds of friends who they know nothing about. So, which are the adjectives here? We have confused, we have worried, and we have lonely. And the last but not the least, I'm really excited about social media because I think it can help people to change the word. What is the adjective here? Excited. So when you talk and describe the uses of social media, you can use these adjectives to describe how do you feel about using the internet. In the next part, we are going to study the second grammar section point that is real conditional plus if or when. So pay attention to the definition. So it is important. When do we use real conditionals? We use real conditionals to talk about situations in the future and their consequences. We also use real conditional when it is possible to use may, might, could, should in the main clause instead of will. We use if plus is, if or when, plus present perfect, present simple, plus will or want, plus infinitive. Example, if you don't study, the consequence will be you won't pass the exam. Another example, when the film finishes or the movie finishes, I turn off the TV. If you don't feel comfortable using contraction with will, you say I will. Another rule, use if or when plus present plus will plus infinitive to form a real conditional. There are two clauses, the or the if or when clause and the main clause. You can reverse the order or the clause, but the if or when clause always uses the present tense. Example, if we see Anne, we ask her to call you. And don't use and we'll ask her to call you. Okay, call focus in the real situation, in the positive, in the right answers, not in the negative or in the wrong answers. We'll ask Anne to call you if you see her. If remember, we need to use real conditionals to talk about situations in the future and the consequences. For example, we use if for a situation which is likely. I Example, if I pass my driving test today, I'll be very surprised. I'm not sure about this. When I pass my driving test, my father will buy my car. I'm sure about it. So remember, when you are sure, you use if. When you are not sure, use if. When you are sure, use when. And the last example, it is possible to use some other verbs like may, might, could, or should in the main clause instead of using will. Example, if it is sunny, we might have a picnic later. When they arrive, they should call to tell us. Let's see the examples here. In the next part, you will listen to an audio and you need to put the verse in brackets or parentheses in the correct tense to complete the sentences. I have already done the exercises, and in this case, you will listen and practice pronunciation.
Unit 11. Recording S. Unit 11. Recording S11.4. 1.
Oh, I'll send you the photo. If you give me your details, I'll send you the photo.
2. Oh, the company'll have to respond. If people sign the petition, the company will have to respond.
3.
Won't. They won't be surprised. When your friends see the video, they won't be surprised.
4.
Will you leave your job? If the situation gets worse, will you leave your job?
5.
Will. People will start protesting. If there aren't elections soon, people will start protesting.
6.
Oh, I'll be in the Everglades. When you see this picture, I'll be in the Everglades.
7.
Won't. People won't write bad reviews. If the product is really good, then people won't write bad reviews.
8.
Will. Will you buy one? If they change the design, will you buy one?
All right, so this exercise and the previous exercise is very similar. So the difference is that they make an expression, but I want you to clarify. In exercise C, in the audio, you can listen clearly Everglades, and it is a place in Florida. In this case, I might have my British version and I have Canaries, all right? But the rest it is exactly the same. Now we have to listen to three people discussing the internet and are the statements true or false. So for this reason, I want you to invite to go on page 175 to see the transcription and state true or false. Listen to, please.
Unit 11. Recording S11.5.
I use the internet all day at work, and I still get my work done.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, but I really don't see what the problem is.
I think the problem is that lots of workers spend all day surfing the internet and wasting their time instead of doing their work. And students at college are failing their courses because they spend all their time checking Facebook and watching videos that friends send them.
Yes, that's true, but, I don't think that the problem is the internet. You know, I think the problem is with the websites like Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. Like YouTube.
Some companies and colleges stop you from using certain websites, and in my opinion, that's okay.
But it's so easy to waste time. I don't think you should use the internet when you're trying to work, unless you need it for your work, for research or something.
I'm not sure about that. Going on the internet sometimes gives you a break. It's like having a cup of coffee or talking to someone in the office. People should use the internet as much as they like.
I don't think so.
Yes, that's right. I think it's good. I run a small business, and my staff uses the internet as much as they want to. I don't check what they are doing. They do all their work, and they are happy. I don't think it's a waste of time at all. It's the same as going to a bookstore
No, but
or looking through a pile of magazines.
I'm afraid I totally disagree. The problem is that people are addicts. People aren't addicted to reading books, but the internet is different. People spend too much time in front of their computer or their phone. They choose the internet over sports and going out. They forget how to live in the real world, and I think it's a real problem.
All right, after listening to the audio, we are going to state, or I have already the answers. Now, number one, the men both use the internet at work. True. Number two, the woman thinks people shouldn't use the internet when they are at work. True. Three, the men both think that the internet is a waste of time. False. And four, the woman says some people prefer the internet to sport. True. In exercise 5A, you need to look at the statement from 1 to 6 and check or tick the ideas that are mentioned in the recording. Surfing in the internet is 1. Addictive. Some people can't stop using it. True. Now they are mentioned. Number 2. The internet or surfing on the internet is bad for relationships. It doesn't mention. Number 3, dangerous. You can meet dangerous people on the internet. it doesn't mention. 4, good when you want a break from work, and it is mentioned. Number 5, causing people to fail the university degrees because they spend too much time on social media or social networking sites when they should be studying. It is mentioned. And number 6, it is a waste of time. It is also mentioned. So you can practice reading this exercise in order to improve your fluency and the pronunciation. In the next exercise, you need to practice um, giving opinion. How do you give opinions? When you express your opinions, you agree, disagree, and you give your own opinion. So, how do you express or how do you agree? That's right, that's true, definitely. How do you disagree? I totally disagree. I am not sure about it or about that, and I don't think so. How do you give your opinion? I think, I don't think, in my opinion. For example, I want you to recommend to use I think, I don't think, in my opinion, when you want to express your own ideas. How to sound polite? You use I'm afraid or I'm sorry, but when you disagree with someone, I'm afraid, I totally disagree, I'm sorry, but it's just not possible. In the next part, we are going to listen and complete the phrases in the table. How do you express agreeing, disagreeing, and giving an opinion? And you can see this on page 148 to watch and review the language bank.
Unit 11. Recording S11.6.
Yes, that's right. I think it's good.
Unit 11. Recording S11.6.
Yes, that's right. I think it's good. Yes, that's true.
I'm afraid I totally disagree.
I'm not sure about that.
I think it's good. I don't think it's a waste of time at all.
To solve this exercise, you need to look at the transcription on page 175 and underline the phrases for agreeing or disagreeing and giving opinions. Find one more phrase to add each column in the table above so you can complete these spaces in blank. In the next part, you are going to learn how to disagree politely. Listen to the audio, and we have 5 exercises. Polite intonation. Listen to check your answers and notice the intonation. What does the speaker do to sound polite?
Unit 11. Recording S11.7. 1.
I'm sorry, but I really don't see what the problem is.
I really don't see what the problem is.
2.
I disagree.
I'm not sure about that.
3.
I don't think it's a waste of time at all.
It's not a waste of time.
4.
That's true, but I don't think the problem is the internet.
The problem is not using the internet.
5.
I totally disagree.
I'm afraid I totally disagree.
In this case, you have your book or your exercise on page 113 from your books. Now, in this part, we are going to watch a preview of the video and you need to learn the words that we are going to watch. I have already sent you the video to your drives because I can share the video in this because of the rights, copyrights. So in this case, you need to work in pairs or discuss which of the things in the box do you own and which do you use every day. Which items you use are the most useful for you. You can rank these items: smartphones, laptop, TV, DVD player, microwave, tablet, and digital camera. And when during you watch the video, you need to answer these questions. In the next part, this is the panorama or the summary about a video. Panorama is a BBC documentary series that looks at important issues. In this program, Jeremy Vine does an experiment in the UK. For 2 weeks, several families have to live without television, computers, and video games. Can they survive? What can we learn from the experiment? Watch out to find out. In this case, this is the video, and I won't display it because the copyrights, and you will listen the last part. In this part, you will need to listen to people talking about essential gadgets. Write them in the correct column. We have speakers, and they have for what are essential for them and not essential, and some key phrases. So for the text correction, go on page 175, 176 to read at the same time as you are listening to.
Unit 11. Recording S11.8. 1,
Okay, smartphone? That's essential. I love it. I use it all the time for everything. I talk to people, chat, text, take photos. I couldn't live without my phone. Microwave? That's essential. I don't have lots of time for cooking, so I use the microwave a lot. Television? Not essential. I don't watch much television. DVD player? No, not essential. Digital camera? Not essential. I use my phone, so what else? Laptop? That's essential, really. I use my laptop for work, so yes, I need that. Tablet? I guess it's not essential.
2,
Which are essential? All of them. Goodness. Right. Smartphone? Essential. I don't go anywhere without my phone. I need it in case there's an emergency and I have to call someone. Or if there's a problem with one of the children. Yes, I definitely need my phone. TV? That's essential, really. I couldn't live without my television and DVD player. Laptop? Well, I need a computer, really, so yes, that's essential. Tablet? Well, no, that's not essential. Digital camera? I suppose I don't need that. Someone else can take the photos. What else? Microwave? No, I can live without that.
Okay, so in this part, you need to listen again and check the key phrases you hear. That's essential. I love it. I use it all the time, every day. I couldn't live without. It's good, important because I don't go anywhere without it. I take it anywhere, everywhere. I need it in case. I suppose I don't need it. I can live without, and it is very useful. So it is important for you to check if you hear or not. So for this reason, I want you to recommend again practice, 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 and practice because practice makes perfect. This is a very interesting and essential unit to study. For your attention, thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next class. Thank you again, and bye bye. See you soon.